Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I am going to speak about a topic that I think all of us have experienced in the past, and that is feelings of wanting something that someone close to you has that you don't have. It is called envy or jealousy. But I don't like calling it that because I think that it's such a natural emotion. And I have done a Therapy Tuesday on envy and jealousy in the past. And it's really something that is looked down upon so much. And people feel so much shame when they feel that maybe they are really jealous of something that someone has around them. And I really want to take that stigma away because it's actually a very natural emotion. So some of the feelings that go with this emotion is shame, anxiety, and depression and guilt, because the person feels so bad and guilty towards these feelings. Often these feelings are towards people that are around us and not towards people that are distant from us. The reason being is that when someone is close to us, what they have seems much more achievable. And when someone is further from us and distant and we don't know them, it's something that feels unapproachable, something that feels unattainable. So that's the reason oftentimes we may feel some jealousy towards something that someone has that is close to us. The interesting thing about this feeling, and the reason there's so much shame and guilt into it, is that oftentimes we want to separate ourselves and we have negative feeling towards people that have done something wrong to us. So maybe someone has betrayed us, then it's really easy to kind of figure out this emotion and deal with it. It's kind of like clean cut. They did something wrong and you will not forgive them. And that's why you're feeling this way towards them. And so it's kind of easy. The problem with jealousy or envy is that it could be towards someone who has done nothing but amazing thing towards you. Maybe it's towards someone who has been nothing but a wonderful friend. Maybe it's towards someone who is actually really a good person. But we still have these feelings, and maybe they have a new couch. I'm gonna just say something super neutral so we can all relate to it. Maybe they have a new couch, and it's a couch you've wanted forever, and they ended up getting it, and you wanted it. And it's someone who's really close to you, and yet you still have these feelings towards them, and you feel so guilty because you want them to have it. And so something I really want to touch on here is that just because you want something that they have doesn't mean you're not happy for them. Doesn't mean that you are not ecstatic that they have this new item. You want happiness for them. You want them to have it, but you also want it yourself. And that is 100% an emotion that is across the board, something human, and we all have had it. And even if someone doesn't feel comfortable saying they've experienced it, I promise you they've experienced it. Everybody experiences it. It's just a natural human feeling. And of course, through generations, we want different things and it changes. Maybe back in the day when our ancestors were hunters, they would get jealous of the fact that maybe other family was able to hunt food and that they wanted it. That doesn't mean that they didn't want them to be fed. It just means that they also wanted their family to be fed. So this, of course, changes through generations, but it's a very normal humanly emotion. The first thing I want to talk about here is that the reason it's really important to process this and be okay with it is because of all those feelings that I said go along with this, the shame, the anxiety, the guilt. What that does really is it brings down our self-esteem. So we can knock ourselves down by sitting down and saying, I can't believe I'm such a horrible person and that I'm envious towards this person that's close to me and that I want it just because she has it. And all these things kind of gather up together and conclude to us knocking ourselves down. So how can you stop doing that? Ask yourself this. And it's so interesting because we always have compassion more towards other people than ourselves. And we are so critical on ourselves, much more than we are on other people. Ask yourself this. How would you talk to a friend or a loved one in front of you who was feeling these emotions? Would you tell them, oh yeah, you're a really horrible person. I can't believe you think these things. Or would you have some compassion towards them and say, I get it. I understand that you're feeling this way and I have felt it too. And you can learn from it and go get inspired and work hard so you can have it too. What would you tell them? exactly what you would tell them is what you should be telling yourself. So practicing self-compassion is so, so, so important on a daily basis. Next is to interrupt envy with gratitude. So I always go over this, but it's just a constant reminder for all of us. Every time you feel envious of something, replace it with what you are so happy to have, what you feel so blessed to have. So let's say you're envious of that couch. Well, why don't you replace it with what you are happy to have currently? Maybe you have a dining table that's nice. I always try to use examples that are neutral and also not heavy enough, because I want this to be light for all of us. Something that we can digest it easily. So always remember, if you're envious, replace it with gratitude. The minute you replace it with gratitude, you will feel so much better, I promise you. Now, let's say it's really something that you can't replace with gratitude. Let's say it's really something that you have wanted for a really, really long time, and this person close to you finally ended up getting it, and you're boiling inside, and you are showing it in different ways towards this person in front of you, and you're just really feeling yucky about yourself. Okay, that's when you need to take some space. And I honestly sometimes say, just be really forthcoming and honest, and just say, I'm not feeling that great about myself. I'm really happy for you. I'm proud of you, but I'm kind of feeling not that great about myself. I need to focus on me, and I need to take some time off. If you are capable of doing that, if you feel courageous enough, because that's a really courageous, bold conversation. If you're feeling that, great, go for it. It will always help. Honesty is always the best policy. If you're not, it's okay to just, take some space and just say, I'm really busy right now, and just give me a couple of weeks. I need to work some stuff on my own, and I'll be back. It's good to take some space sometimes. And I think with some space, you gain some perspective, and that you can come back after taking some space and you can feel better about it. And that's it. And don't knock yourself down for these feelings. These are normal emotions, and we all experience them. And try to get inspired and try to improve yourself, and it will all be okay. But don't knock yourself down for feeling that you want something someone else has. I hope this helped. I will see you guys next Tuesday. Thank you.